This is Pear Shaped in Dystopia. On a Wednesday night at 8:30, once a month. Yes, it's Pear Shaped, and we hope you'll come to see us and don't be late. Pear Shaped is just a fiver to come in, and we hope you'll be coming back again to Pear Shaped in Dystopia. On a Wednesday night at 8:30.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pear Shaped in Dystopia.
Yes. So did you tune your guitar or what?
No, no. So
we could do a tuning tune.
No. I want to be edgy. I think
You
not
are
tuning
edgy.
the
You're
guitar is.
hanging out.
I know, but that's your job, isn't it? To make
I'm
sure
trying
that
to
you
get
could,
you
you
in.
could just push it back that way a bit.
No, just.
All right then. I can't be bothered discussing it with you because you're just too difficult. You're too difficult to deal with. Oh, that's nice. Good evening, ladies. What?
You just went out of camera again.
Did I? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pear Shaped in Dystopia. I am Brian. This is Krysstal, my glamorous assistant. You probably know that we are now Brian and Krysstal ASOTV.
Yes, as seen on TV.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah,
Briefly, very briefly.
yeah, very extremely briefly. It was the best 10 minutes of my life. So, yeah. So, and now we're here.
So, shall we introduce the staff members?
I think introducing the staff members is a brilliant and innovative and exciting and edgy idea.
Is it?
Yeah.
We've been doing it every show.
Yeah. That's because we like to be different. La, 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 la. Ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman on this side, I'm not going to get into right or left or whatever, is Mr. Anthony Miller. Anthony Miller, ladies and gentlemen, who is on the left.
On your left?
On my left, yes.
Yes.
Not from this point of view, you're not. You're on the right. You're sort of the Nigel Farage of the comedy circuit. But according to Krysstal, you are the Jeremy Corbyn of the Labour Party.
Yeah, well, I could be wife, couldn't
I need some more volume because I can't hear Anthony.
That's because I'm not saying anything.
Sorry?
That's because I'm not saying anything of any value.
You don't have to say anything of any value, just something I can hear.
Oh, I can hear very clearly.
Yeah, a bit more then. Go on, a bit more. Yeah. All right.
Well, yes. Yeah. So, yes, I'm here.
Okay, so then next staff member.
Now this is Al Mandolino. He's centre right, centre left, and he has the annoying habit of playing the fucking mandolin when you're speaking. You're supposed to play it before or after, not during. And also, when he's not irritating us with the mandolin, he's talking at the same time that somebody else is talking, which, as you know, us TV stars, we know is quite simply not done. It's not done, is it? Either on TV or radio.
Yeah. Well,
they always say if you go to the BBC, Al, they're going to say, don't play the fucking mandolin while somebody's talking. Don't talk while they're talking. You've got to stop. You have to wait for the sentence to finish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. See what it's like?
Yeah, I went through all this when television was in its infancy in the 80s.
I know. Well, it's no wonder it didn't grow up. Thank fuck you didn't have anything to do with it. Otherwise, we would still be having a jolly good time with Fanny Craddock.
Everything would stop when they all went for lunch.
Yeah.
Just everything stops.
What's wrong with that?
And then 3 o'clock, everything stops for a cup of tea. Everything stops. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That was all right. That
It was a
worked all right,
simple
didn't
line,
it? He
wasn't it?
spoke and I spoke, and he spoke and I spoke. That works, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And made Anthony smile.
Well, it's one of those flashbacks, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
when they stopped how they made ancient television documentaries.
Yeah.
Oh, well, at 3 o'clock, we all
There we
stopped for tea.
Yeah, he's
Everyone
laughing now.
stops.
He's
And
laughing.
if you didn't stop for tea, then the union would go on strike.
Yeah.
And you'd have to
some-
talk to a man on the 6th floor.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
there would be a
been
guy
about
who
the
looked, who looked had glasses like you and a clipboard. It was, oh, for God's sake! You know, when they all fucked off, the camera, they'd all just stop.
And everything was fine until some buffoon invented colour and ruined everything for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
And invented racism.
And taping.
And taping, yes.
They all used to be live.
Do you remember when taping was going to be the death of television?
Yes,
And
well,
double
this is meant
time
to
when
be
things went
live
over
as well.
time.
Yeah. You know, Bob Monkhouse, I think he used to tape everything off the TV, so he had a tremendous collection of everything that
Celluloid.
was on TV. And I believe he actually got sued by the BBC for having some of their programmes that he recorded.
Yeah, but just as
direct.
well, because they didn't archive most of the stuff early on, so it's only people's private recordings that kept
Yeah.
some of the shows.
Yeah. And the other thing I remember about Bob Monkhouse was he said that Frankie Howard came round one day, lay down on the couch, got his dick out, he said, "Do us a favour," he said, "Suck this, will you?"
That was in his autobiography, wasn't it?
It wasn't
Oh, it's on
the
story,
that's right. I didn't make
It'd
it
be
up.
cancelled now. No. Frankie,
Do us a favour, darling.
cancelled? Francis cancelled?
So we've got to the stage where comedians are being attacked on stage now. It's fantastic. It's you see, I remember when I first started doing comedy, I got attacked about 5 times, but I was on my own at the time, and my attitude was, if you don't like it, fuck off. So I would not back down for anybody, and 5 times there's people. Once was in Spain. I used to work in the Coppers Club. It was a pub full of coppers, and I used to piss them off with jokes like, "Hey, what's got 4 legs and a cunt halfway up its back? A police horse." And the other one, "What's the difference between a copper and a bucket of shit? A bucket." So I used to do that, but they loved it. They were very happy. And then one night, I had a real slagging match with a barmaid. We had such fun. It was fantastic. She was going at me, I was going at her, and then I went down to have a break, and there's a bloke standing next to me. I said, "Are you all right?" "No." "Why?" "It's my fucking girlfriend you're talking to." And he started swinging, and the coppers were marvellous because one of them actually picked me up by the arms, picked me up like that, stuck me in the corner and stood in front of me while the rest of the coppers sorted him out and bundled him out of the pub. So that was that's just one of the beautiful things that happens when you do comedy.
I used to enjoy the Purple Turtle where, it's all bikers. And then you'd get new acts who come on and pick on the audience.
Yeah.
Not realising that picking on a group of Hells Angels is not really the best strategy to win over a room or survive in life.
That's it. And that's what, you see, I'm aware of that. When I see where a comedy gig has been organised in a pub where nobody has asked for it, right? And the comic gets up, if you're right, I've got to do my time. So he starts abusing people. Well, his life is in danger and he kind of doesn't know it. Nobody's asked for this. Even the governor's not all that keen. So if you get beaten up, he's not going to help,
Well, it took me several years to realise that if they're not paying you, you don't have to actually do it at all.
That's
so
it.
I turned up to some gig in a pub where they hadn't told me it wasn't a separate room.
Yeah.
What am I doing this for?
Yeah.
It's because But that's the power of being in authority. You know, you can make people do things that they wouldn't normally do.
Well, I think it's also it's the power of it's the same thing with comedians and actors and people who want to do the dream. They have the dream that they want to do, and they'll go plough through all sorts of shit to get there. Well, after a while, you get sick of ploughing, you know, and you move on to tractors. You know, no more ploughing, just tractors from now on.
I don't know what the world's coming to when you can't be an MP and a wanker. I mean, it's just not. I mean, think of all the things that they have done, like, you know, and you know, looking at some porn.
Yeah, I know.
Well, are you going to do some material and put an act on, or are we just chatting?
I think,
We seem to be just chatting, yeah.
So I'm going to come out with stories from the music business.
Well, we have been able to chat because Al has allowed it. He's just allowed it, you know. So, which is that's very nice, and I will treat you with far more respect from now on, Al.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Right.
I think. Do you know what? I love poetry.
Are we doing that already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to do something we hadn't planned on doing.
Right. Okay.
Like a bit of poetry. Alex would have been here, but he didn't show up. He's probably stuck in Russia somewhere, or
Well, he's
Kiev or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, as we're almost retiring from the comedy business, Krysstal has decided to become a serious poet.
Well, you see, we've been going through a lot of old stuff because we've got a lot of old stuff to get rid of, photos and various things. And I came across this. I wrote this quite a few years ago, and it was received rather with a lack of enthusiasm by certain people. And then when I showed it to certain people again after many years, it got a better reception.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try it, and it could be shit, could be good.
Who do you think you are, Malcolm Hardy?
Hardy. That's a tribute. That was a tribute. Tribute to Malcolm Hardy.
Tribute to Malcolm. All right.
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 Okay.
Don't put it too near there.
No, I'm not. I know.
All right.
I know what I'm doing. Right. He's a mater fornicator, and his diction's very poor. His deportment is no better, a disappointment to us all. He says he's very urban when he shows his underpants, but he's been cut from the wills of his granny and great aunts. We might have sympathised if he'd become a punk, but he's taken on this hip-hop and US gangster junk. He wears his Eton tie tied tight around his arm. His girlfriend's very pale and apparently self-harms. I can't abide his smell. I think they call it lynx. With it or without it, I'm afraid he still just stinks. I've got to just pin the page up. We'd never interfere in his life. It is his own. But it's time he got a job and paid off his student loan. He's a mater fornicator. That's motherfucker to you. And his diction is very poor. His deportment is no better, a disappointment to us all. Thank you. And now...
Dave, the virus is not Chinese spies, aliens or 5G. And it's not the earth cleansing itself for a punishment for my homosexuality. And your nan is wrong, you can't cure it by having a cup of tea. And you're gullible, not immune when you drank your own wee. It's not in the water, radio waves, or the doorbell is not Putin taking over, or a book by George Orwell. And now WhatsApp have cancelled your message, please never call. You say it best when you say fuck all. G won't work. G won't work. Better not play it 5 times.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yes, Robert White there with his catchy tunes yes, yes. Yes, welcome to Pear Shaped, which still exists on the internet, even though nobody really wants it to. We were kind of here for the lockdown, but we've carried on to no purpose whatsoever, and I'm not really certain why. Which is like even postage stamps have evolved. Postage stamps are going to have a barcode now. So I mean that's awful, isn't it? You can't send poison pen letters anymore. That was one of my favourite things. You see, everything else like emails and that, they can come back to you. They can trace who sent it. A good old-fashioned hateful postcard really fucks someone off, and they're magical. You can and things do actually change. I've noticed complaining about things on postcards is excellent. At one point, I had a problem with the council not emptying my bins for quite a while, and stuff was backing up in the garage. So what I did was, I sent the council a postcard, which was actually made from some of the rubbish that they had taken away. And it said, well, look, my rubbish is here, and the dump is over there, and your council offices are equidistant between the dump and my garage. So, as you won't empty the bins, and I can't be bothered to take them to the dump, why don't we meet halfway and I'll bring them to the council offices? Because after all, it is your property, and I don't want you to be deprived of it. So if you don't pick it up by Wednesday, I'm just going to dump it in front of the council offices, and you can deal with it there. And magically, they came and emptied the bins. Now, you couldn't do that without postcards. I don't really want my postcards traced. It's funny because I sent a postcard to the late Steve Anderson once. And he was like, and I'd forgotten all about it. I can't remember what it said. It was something about he invited me to this party when he closed one of his gigs down. So I sent a postcard. So that was a great party, and I'd completely forgotten about him. And he said, "Oh, you sent me a postcard 10 years ago. That was really nice." So there you are. That's my big bugbear of the world. We could do some jokes. How many physicists does it take to create an everlasting light bulb? I don't know. There's no punchline to that. It's just a thing. But you can't is the answer because of entropy. So there isn't one. So I've been a bit down recently because I lost my job as a baggage handler. I don't know why that happened. I'll have to unpack that. I just hate when people say that. Oh, there's a lot to unpack here. It's like always sort of, there's always left-wing articles about something or other, and they say, well, if we analyse what he said, there's a lot to unpack here. I mean, why is it with these people? I'm always fucking going on holiday. It's like life is a continual journey. No, there isn't anything to unpack. It's just shit that happens. Now,
this is new stuff. I love it.
It hasn't caught on as like it hasn't caught on as a philosophy yet. No one's written that book. It's probably a fifth wave, whatever. Shit happens. Let's put an act on because I think that's enough of that. So I think the next act, according to this, is Pat and Matt.
Hi, Sean. Catherine. Hello. Crossword. Welcome to 2 Minutes of Pat and Math.
Sean, I got a question for you. You look like you've had your fair share of it. So what I want to know is, how do you heal a broken heart?
I mean, thanks for that. In many ways, yeah, thanks. I have many times suffered at the hands of ladies. And what I like to do, I like to try and give something back. I like to go and work in the community with people who are less fortunate than me. Because, maybe soup kitchens or something, because it gives you an enormous sense of, achieving something. And also, a lot of these people are quite vulnerable. And so if you're lucky, you can fuck them. And you've turned the vulnerability round.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense.
Yeah. It's like in that film, The Lion King, it's like the circle of life.
Yeah, the circle of vulnerability and pain.
What goes around comes around.
Yeah, it's you usually do it to the person that's hurt you, though, don't you?
Oh, tell me more, Catherine.
Well, I don't know really. I think the way I deal with it is like a 4-pack of, them pint cans of Stella Artois.
Yeah.
20 decker of ciggies. And there's a nice little bridge actually just up the road. I just go and scream off of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's adorable, really.
Self-help kind of thing.
Yeah. Anyway, if our viewers needed that, there you go.
What we've said, really, is we're life's winners.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Pattern Man. I bought myself a coffin with the coupons that I've saved, and I got myself a lovely plot of ground.
Plot of ground.
If I can smoke another million fags before I'm in my grave, I'll have lots of golden ashtrays all around.
All around.
I've ordered 6 white horses to take me through the town. I've even got a smoke machine for when they lower me down.
They lower him down.
I'm smoking like a bastard now so I can bury me wife. 'Cause you have to have some pleasure out of life. You have to have some pleasure, you have to have some pleasure, you have to have some pleasure out of life. I'm smoking like a chimney pot so I can bury me wife. 'Cause you have to have some pleasure out of life. Now I've been smoking cigarettes since I was 4 or 5, and it's never done me any harm at all.
Harm at all.
I've got a lovely little lung machine keeping me alive, and a pair of crutches propped up in the hole.
In the hole. I'm saving up my coupons with next door neighbour Jim.
I'm saving up my coupons to me next door neighbour Jim.
He is.
He's always there to lend a hand whenever I need a limb. I'm smoking like a bastard now so I can marry me wife. 'Cause you have to have some pleasure out of life. There's another bit. I'll remember it tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. There is one word, ladies and gentlemen, on the tip of everybody's tongue. In this country, in the Ukraine and in Russia. And the word is plumbing. And we have our expert tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dickie Dido, Plumber to the Stars. Thank you.
Oh, thanks very much. Do you know what? After that wonderful introduction, Brian, I'd wished I'd written something now. I really do. But, here we are together again, folks, on Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Wonderful to be here. I've not prepared anything much new. Hey, listen, but I'm a plumber to the rich and famous. Everybody knows that. I've done them all, Elton John. You name it, you name them. Don't call them it. It's rude. If you name them, I'll wait for them, ladies in trousers. Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, I had a leak. He had a leak, you know what I mean. I said, "Where's the leak coming from, Brian?" Brian Wilson, I said, "Where's the leak coming from, Brian?" He said, "God only knows." They write themselves, really. They really do. But what else have we got here? Oh, hey, when I was a kid, ladies in trousers, they did suffer was dyslexia. I was dyslexic when I was very small until I'm older. I was so dyslexic when I was a child. I was in a wheelchair. It's true. It's true. Mathematics exam times, always a struggle for me, ladies in trousers. And, I think the dog just made a whining noise. Don't worry, it's not getting hurt in any way, shape or form. Get out, you bastard. So, anyway, yeah, dyslexia, terrible struggle at school. I still don't know, come exam time, I still don't know how many angels there are in a triangle, ladies in trousers. Aye, and you know what? Later on in life, later on in school, later on in school, ladies in trousers, I was diagnosed autistic. And what would they know? I can't even fucking draw. Oh dear. Anyway, listen, I'm going to play you a song. I've written, got the old guitar here. I'm not a mandolin. Not a mandolin, Al, or anything like that. Every time I'm on with Al and Anthony, I always think I'm in an episode of Thunderbirds. So, let's see what we got here. Can you hear that? Yeah. Mine isn't in tune either, unfortunately. It doesn't matter, doesn't it? Here we go. Welcome to Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Welcome to Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Welcome to Pear Shaped. I think I've lost my mind. In Dystopia, in Dystopia. We love you. And thank you very much. And also, before I go, I just want to do a little poem. I've been late at this poem a long time ago because of Krysstal doing the poem. Delightful poems there from Krysstal, everybody. Just wonderful. I love a poem. I always remember my grandma used to tell me this one. She used to say, as you enter no, it's there, don't we? As you enter the marble hall, use the paper, not the wall. If there's no paper to be found, scrub your arse along the ground. Thank you very much, ladies and trousers. Do you want me to do more? Can I do more? I've got barrels of material. Hey, no, I must remember my two children tonight, ladies and trousers, because I am a recovering ice creamaholic. Ice creamaholic. I've been recovering now for 2 years. My two sons, my two boys, Jack and Matthew. No, it's not. I just ruined the joke. But anyway, my two friends, they've been the greatest help of all. My children have been a waste of fucking time, I'll be honest. But my two friends, they've helped me through thick and thin, ladies and trousers. They really have. I've been clean now for quite some time, and they've helped me through it all. So, Ben and Jerry, thanks, lads. Thanks for getting me through. Thanks for getting me through. Hey, that's it. Can't think of anything else. But it's been an absolute delightful time, everybody. So I'll bid you all a very good evening.
Wow.
Marvellous.
Look at that. Pound.
Yeah.
It's a pound. It's a fucking pound. Pound.
Yeah, and Mr. Dickie Dido, his dog, extreme left. Yes. And now it is that time of the evening when Mr. Al Mandolino will introduce a cultural element to the evening with one of his many tunes.
The tunes, yes. Time for our tune, right. Well, this month, we're 4 days late from an important date again. Last month, we were a few days early for Easter, so we had the Easter bunnies. That was fab, yeah, and Janice made a fantastic appearance. And this month, we're 3 or 4 days late for May Day. May Day's gone.
But today is May the 4th.
So what's
Star
today
Wars.
then?
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, wow. Fuck, wow. Brilliant interruption, Krysstal. Yeah, wow. I wasn't expecting that. That's top. Yeah, great. Yeah. But wow. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, I just sort of repeat that one. Yeah, that's a good one. But yeah, May Day. May Day's been and gone. Bank holiday, Workers' Day, etc. But for our purposes, May Day has been culturally appropriated by the workers and everything, and by bank holidays. What it also is, let's have a look and see what's happening in the carpet. May Day is actually Beltane, ancient Celtic festival. Oh, look, there's Janice. Give us a rev, Janice. Janice is revving up there. And notice Janice has horns on her head. Yes. There's been some celebrating going on between Janice and Leonard in the car park. How about that, eh? Yes, so why are they wearing horns? Because it's Beltane. Shut that fucking motorbike off, Janice. Beltane. So I was looking around for a Beltane tune to do to celebrate to celebrate Beltane, but the best thing I could come up with was the Abbott's Bromley Horn Dance, which is a favourite tune of mine, has been for a long time, because this tune was made illegal by Elizabeth I. You can be put in the tower for performing it or even listening to it. So everyone's roped into this one tonight. And we need 4 horn dancers to perform the horn dance properly. So, special guest, we've also got the king of rock and roll, Elvis. How about Elvis, eh? Go on, give it and from last week, the star of me spot last week, we've got Frank. He's Frank, eh? From Donnie Darko. Now, how about that? How about that for setting the scene for me tune this week? Look at that, eh? Isn't that a visual feast, eh? Putting the art degree to good use, eh? Right. Okay, are we ready for the Abbott's Bromley Horn Dance? Woo, 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 woo. Is anybody listening?
Yeah,
hello?
yeah,
Well,
we're
yeah,
listening,
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Abbott's Bromley Horn Dance.
Bravo,
Fantastic, eh?
bravo.
Oh. What do you think, Frank?
Marvellous, absolutely marvellous. What did you think, Dickie? What did you think about that? Hang on a minute.
I thought it was marvellous.
There it is.
Thank you.
That's marvellous,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's,
Frank, yeah.
So
Hey.
you've been sitting there all nice and quiet, like
I've been enjoying the show,
melt in
Brian.
your mouth, eh?
I've only just
Been
put in
enjoying the show.
screen.
Yeah. And yeah, so you're just sitting there enjoying the show. The next
Yeah.
you'll like the next act, Dickie, I'll tell you.
Oh, well, who is it?
It's you.
Is it me, is it?
Yeah,
ladies and
you've got
gentlemen.
to announce yourself.
I've got to announce myself.
You can't just
Ladies and gentlemen, this next act has been described as offbeat, thought-provoking, highly experienced, idiosyncratic, compelling, delightful and engaging. Please welcome Mr. Dickie Richards.
Hello? Hello, Mum. Yes, but I can't really speak at the moment, Mum. I'm doing this, I'm doing a video for my mate's show for tonight. Brian, actually, did you watch, you might know, did you see Britain's Got Talent the other night? Yeah. So he was on. So he's got like long, like white hair, plays a guitar, and he had his wife there, Krysstal. They were Brian and Krysstal. That's right. What do you mean? Well, that's steady on, Mum. Well, I mean, they're not for everyone, all right, fair enough, but you don't have to go, Mum, stop it. Yeah, I'll definitely tell him, yeah, of course I will. Yeah, listen, I've got to go. All right, bye. Hello, my name's Dickie Richards, and I'm a bon vivant and raconteur. I come from a long line of cures. I'm a metrosexual, which means I'm no longer allowed to use the London Underground. I'm so unfit that my athlete's foot has cleared up, and I've developed a lazy eye. Yeah, I hate Christopher, but I love his brother Rupert. I'm a big fan of the vegan country and western singer Kristofferson. But my all-time favourite is the fake opera singer Placebo Domingo. Yeah. Now I've got some Polish friends. Who, obviously English isn't their first language, but they've taught themselves to speak English. They didn't go to school or anything like that, but what they did, they taught themselves to speak English by listening to music with English lyrics and films that were in English. And I was around the house the other day, and I was sitting in the front room with my mate, and his girlfriend came in, and she said, "There's a rat in my kitchen. What am I going to do?" And he said, "Don't worry about a thing." And she said, "Oh, I've got chills. They're multiplying." And he went over to a drawer, and he opened the drawer, and he pulled out this big gun. And she said, "I think you're crazy." He said, "This is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world." She said to him, "Leave the gun, take the cannoli." So he took the little cannoli and he went in the kitchen, and it all went quiet. And after about half an hour, she said, "How long has this been going on?" And he shouted out, "You can't hurry, love." And she said, "I'm so tired of waiting for you." And he said, "You can't hurry, love." And then suddenly he came out the kitchen and he was holding a rat. And she said, "You got it. Yeah, baby, you got it." And he said, "Especially for you, because you're worth it." And she said, "Oh, have I told you lately that I love you? God only knows what I'd do without you." And he said, "You are my lady and I am your man." And he said, "The best a man can get." And she looked at him and she said, "Do, da. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? It's finger licking good." And he looked at her and he went, "Vorsprung durch Technik," put his arm around her and said, "Let's get it on." And they went upstairs. Yeah. Now, I miss Donald Trump. Strangely, I miss Donald Trump, which sounds a bit weird, but I did find him very entertaining. I didn't agree with his politics, of course, but I did find him very entertaining. And I used to love, getting up in the morning, seeing what Donald Trump had said on the day, and it was very, very amusing. But at the same time, it was terrifying, because he obviously he was the leader of the free world and had his finger on the nuclear button. It was mad. So it was a bit like riding a roller coaster, entertaining and very terrifying at the same time. And apparently, did you know that when he was made president, they had to tell him that Christopher Columbus was not a detective. Yeah. And they also had to tell him that Joan of Arc was not married to Noah. And they had to put him straight and tell him that Louis Armstrong was not the first black man on the moon. Yeah. Now I do like American people. I've got an American friend of mine. They seem to be somehow a bit more, not obsessed, but they seem to be a bit more into their looks and their appearance, and sometimes especially teeth. So my friend is American, and he certainly is into having his perfect teeth. And I went and had lunch with him the other day, and he had his teeth whitened, and they were so bright that night when I went to bed, I shut my eyes and I could still see his teeth. And also the next morning. Now, also they say that we are separated by a common language, and that certainly is true. Americans do speak a version of English, and I have this imaginary conversation in my head about my American friend and what he says to me, and it goes something like this. He says, "My wife came back from the mall, and she'd just been to the store to buy some new pantyhose, and she tried them on, and she showed me. She said, 'Does my fanny look big in these? Does my fanny look big in these?' And I said, 'Yeah, but you got a big fanny. I mean, that's why I married you. I like big fannies. I'm a big fanny fan. You like big fannies? I love big fannies. Anyway, so she's pissed at me, and she said, 'You're a pig. Get out. I want a divorce.' So I leave the house and I jump in my station wagon, and as I'm pulling off the driveway, I hit a garbage can on the sidewalk, and I put a dent in my fender, and I scraped my tailpipe. And my smart-ass mailman said, 'Hey, want me to wash your windshield, Mr. Magoo?' Asshole. And I could see my wife laughing because she was looking from behind the drapes. So I drive down the freeway and I make a left at the turnpike, and I drive about 3 blocks. I start getting smoke coming out from under the hood. So I pull over and figure there's a problem with the motor. So I get my coat from out the trunk and I cross the road to the diner to get a soda and a sandwich. Pastrami on rye, hold the pickle. And I got to wash my hands in the restroom, but I can't because the faucet's stuck. So I tell the janitor, and he comes and he whacks it with his aluminum wrench. So I ride the subway to my attorney's office, and I take the elevator to the 125th floor, and I wait in line to see him. When I see him, I say, what am I best to do financially? Am I best to divorce her? Am I best to try and patch things up? And he looks at me and he says to me, what am I, your accountant? You do the math, asshole. Yes, that's my imaginary conversation that goes on in my head. Yeah, well, there you go. It's been lovely seeing you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you next time. Good night.
So that was sorry, my brain is gone. I know who it was.
Dickie Richards.
Dickie Richards. It's because there's Dickie Richards and Dickie Dido. My brain is like, no, that wasn't Dickie Dido. We had Dickie Dido. That was Dickie Richards.
You know what we need now? Another Dickie.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we have. We have a lot of dicks here. It is a bit dick heavy this week, really. But because what you're supposed to do as a promoter is book young people. But we did that. We did that for 15 years. So I think we're allowed some time off other people. Really, I think we've done it. We've done other people. Yeah. So Dickie was talking about Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin and things, and I do think I'm really worried about World War III. Because what worries me isn't the nuclear war that World War III will end in. What really worries me about World War III is the films that they will make afterwards. You can see them, can't you? Like All Quiet on the Brexit Front. I was Boris's double. And the longest lockdown. Reach for the skybox. Yeah, I got a bit carried away. Never mind. We have the royal family. They'll get us through. I keep reading these articles about Kate Middleton. It's Kate Middleton this, Kate Middleton that. Kate Middleton said this, and I mean, it just occurred to me one day: why do they keep calling her Kate Middleton? I mean, that's actually her maiden name. And as far as I remember, we spent £30 million marrying this woman, and no one can remember her fucking own name. It's just, it's like, oh, what? I went through all that and spent £30 million, and much of it came from our own fund, and you can't remember that my name's Mrs. fucking Windsor. I think not. I should drop a real hump. Yeah, but if you went around calling my mum Mrs. Studham all the time, she'd give you a slap. Anyway, not that she wasn't. I mean, it's just, anyway. It's like, there's the other two, aren't there? Yeah, and Netflix are going to introduce adverts and things on their channel. Adverts and increasing their subscription charges and not letting people have 1 million people on one Netflix subscription. And they could solve all their financial problems overnight. You just don't give £72 million to Prince Harry and Meghan to make boring documentaries on the Invictus Games. Now, if you want boring content, we are here, and I will take 72 million. Because that's one for Piers Morgan there. Piers Morgan's always going on about cancel culture, isn't it? Cancel culture, this and that. It's like there's all these liberals who are full of the liberal fascists who are telling us what we can't say. Or what we can't say. And then in the next breath, he'll say, he'll say Greggs can't call their vegan sausage roll a sausage roll. Well, make up your mind, I mean, you can't. Anyway, so that's my thoughts for the evening. It's still getting a bit tense, isn't it? There's a lot of unrest in the world. There's a lot of labour problems. Even the legal profession has gone on strike recently. Now, that must be pretty surreal. I mean, what's a barrister's picket line like? What do we want? What do we want? Well, I think looking at the exhibits, what we really want is more money. And when do we want it? Well, that's a leading question. But, we would like it when His Lordship pleases. Thank you. I mean, can you imagine anyone so less fit to be like an aggressive troublemaker? I mean, anyway, good. So that's the satire for the evening. I think we'll move on. Have the next act now.
You have to bear in mind that when this was written, Krysstal had just arrived in the UK.
I've been living in
Sydney.
Australia for 20 years.
20 years ago. And she thought, fuck me, the weather over here is a bit awkward.
My skin is all cracked, my hands are all chapped,
That's
and
it.
I've frozen my toes in my shoes.
And my shoes.
Not a smile to be found on the faces around, but
I still wanna be here with you.
My complexion is pale,
It is.
and I feel kind of frail.
You look like
I
that.
really don't know what to do. I think I might drown when the rain tumbles
Yeah.
down,
But
I still
wanna be here with you. See, that's 'cause I'm a hunk.
I
Still wanna be here with you. I used to be brown, now I'm blue. I'm tired and I'm wet, suicidal, and yet I still wanna be here with you. Fucking sad, isn't it? And misguided.
I freeze in the breeze,
Yeah.
and I cough, and I
Yeah.
sneeze. I wish I could shake off this flu. But you tell me at night
It'll all be alright, love.
and I still wanna be here with you.
Well, who can blame you?
And
The
I-
wind and the rain.
it just drives me insane,
Yeah.
and I really don't know what to do.
Well, you've learned how to moan
I
about it.
shudder and shiver,
Shiver, yeah.
while losing me liver. I don't know why I got that one. I still wanna be here with you.
Oh, I still wanna be here with you. I used to be brown, now I'm blue. I'm tired and I'm wet, suicidal, and yet I still wanna be here with you. It's nearly over.
Yeah, it's nearly over, thank God for that. I came from a country that's big, bright and warm, with sunshine to light up the view.
Oh, that sounds terrible.
But I left that behind
Yeah.
when I made up my mind that I still wanna be here with you.
I left a couple of behinds as well.
Did you? Yes,
I still wanna be here with you. I still wanna be here with you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, all the way from a boat somewhere in the middle of the ocean, one of the oceans, cruising about, the one and only Mr. Cole Parker.
Hello, this is Cole Parker reporting live from the Armageddon, here in bed, in a cabin, in an awful crew cabin, on a cruise ship, in the middle of the... Where are we? Oh, that's right, we're in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, right. I'm fucking freezing. I'm so near the equator and I'm freezing cold. How can you be like... I'm cold, but I'm sweating like I'm hot. How can you be cold and hot at the same time? How does that even work? Why is that a thing? Don't understand. It's so weird being on ships, right? I mean, you get on the ship, the first thing they say to you is, oh, welcome home. Now you're home, welcome home. When you get back on the ship from like being in port for a day, welcome home. Don't call it fucking home. This ain't home. You start telling people it's home, they start treating it like it is really home. So everybody eats on this like huge canteen on deck 10 and they think they're at fucking home, which means they turn up in like, you know, linty shorts with a hard on and a testicle hanging out. They think they're at fucking home. Don't call it home. Don't make these people think they're at home. The last ship I was on, there was a guy who had a heart attack and they airlifted him off the ship when we were in the ocean. And it was quite exciting. And his helicopter sort of like didn't land on the ship. It just sort of hovered above and, like, you know, sent down, like a guy comes down like on a rope, and they attached a rope to this stretcher and they sort of hoisted this guy up. And I swear to God, I heard another passenger say, "Hey, how much does it cost for that excursion?" I was thinking, it costs bacon, mate. Just a lifetime of fucking bacon, and you can have it for free. That's how it works, isn't it? Last night, I was walking across deck 10. That's like the Lido deck, where like all the things, the parties and stuff happen on the ship. And they were showing a movie on the big screen. It was the new West Side Story. And I didn't know it was on. And I walked along the Lido deck, and all of a sudden I'm exposed to this fucking West Side Story. It felt like abuse. I went in the sauna today. I like going in saunas, but I don't like it when men don't cover up their dick and balls. It's always awkward, isn't it? You know? Because like most people do. Most people have a towel around themselves. They keep shorts on, you know, because they're just like demonstrating decency to their fellow human. Because, you know, on cruise ships you can go to some beautiful places. You can see some really stunning scenery. But like, I guarantee you'll remember that hanging dick and pair of balls you saw on the old man in the sauna a lot more than you remember the beautiful scene you saw at Half Moon Cay or Amber Cove. I promise you, it's the last thing you fucking want. Ugh, I haven't seen so much chicken skin on cherry tomatoes since I was last at the fucking Harvester. It's awful. And then there's Brian and Krysstal going on Britain's Got Talent, fucking smashing it, doing really, really well, and I've got to fucking live in this little prison cell, you know? It's like, what? Where's the fucking justice? Why can't I go on Britain's Got Talent? Oh, that's right, the talent. I forgot. Anyway, because, you know, you guys see me month in, month out, being quite grim and filthy, so I thought I'd just wrap it up this month by showing you some nice friendly material. On the ship we have to do PG shows as well as adult shows, and a PG show, what could be more classic or hack than the brilliant cat and dog material? Hey, we cat people, we dog people, we've been drinking tonight. Yeah, basically that's what they forced me to fucking do.
And also the bigger draw of cats, of course, the big plus with a cat, they bury their own poo. Usually in your neighbour's garden. You can't ask any more of your pet than that, can you? They tamp it down, make it nice, clean their paws, don't they? You take a dog out, what does a dog do? Hey, what does a dog do? Big steaming pile right on the sidewalk, doesn't he? He sits there and he looks at you and he says, go on. Pick it up. Go on, put your hand inside out the bag and pick up my still warm poo and wear it like a grim mitten and carry it all the way home because you're in charge. So I was taking Colette out, this little schnauzer, to do its business one day, and while I was out I realised I'd forgotten to bring any bags. I had no bags with me, so she did her terrible business and left it when she left it. I had nothing to pick it up with, so I went home with the dog. And I got in and my girlfriend said, did Colette go? I said, oh yeah, you know, she went, yeah. She went, well, where's the poo? I went, oh, I forgot the bags. She goes, well, you're going to have to go back out and pick it up then. And I said, no, I'm not. But as it turned out, I had to. And so I went back out, right? But now, right now, I don't have a dog with me. Now I'm just the guy walking around the street, picking up poo.
That got us by surprise.
Dog poo, dog poo, dog poo. Everybody thinks that dog poo stinks, but we love it has an aftershave. Ooh, don't we? Dog poo. Oh, dog poo. Now, there's no poo like dog poo. Yeah, there's no poo like dog poo. There's no poo, I know. Everything about it is so stinky. Tinky winky, tinky winky, and the other Teletubbies.
They don't do poos though.
They don't do poos because they're cartoon people.
No, they're not. They're
What?
They're real people wearing costumes.
Yeah. I think it was ladies and gentlemen, let's just do the roll call.
Roll call, yeah.
Roll call, ladies and gentlemen, roll call. First thing you saw was what?
Was Robet White.
Well, it wasn't Alex. I'm very disappointed because I was looking forward to Alex. I thought what our show needs was a little bit of Russian pizzazz. So he didn't show up this week, you know. But you know what stuffed animals are like, don't you? You know what? He's just a Russian puppet, a Putin puppet. Yeah. Pardon me.
That was right in my face. Thanks.
You've been going all night doing that.
Huh? Do what?
You've been doing that all night.
What?
Burping.
Yeah, I can
Because
burp
you're
if
drinking
I want.
beer all night.
I'm
that's
drinking
right.
beer all night. Yeah. And I can burp if I want.
You'll be sending me out to the bar next.
Huh? Yeah. Why don't you go upstairs, right, and have a chat with Peter and come down and bring a pint of stout for me and Anthony, and fucking soda water and lime for yourself.
Same price
as a pint of stout. Yeah, thanks, Al. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that.
Anyway, right. So we're not doing the roll call.
No, fuck the roll call.
I'll just bring
Couple
everybody
of this.
into the
Yeah.
stream, and we know who was on. There's a couple
yeah,
of Dickies.
we all know
and,
who we are.
A couple of Dickies in the staff, basically.
Yeah. Did any of you has the now we're using my computer that's normally in the bedroom. When I'm talking to you, I talk, and 2 minutes later I move. My lips move.
Yeah.
So has it been really weird tonight, more than usual?
There's a bit of a delay in some things. Visuals.
What?
There's been a bit of a delay. I was doing things with Elvis's eyes here, and it was a bit out of time, mate. You know,
You mean what you were seeing for yourself?
Yes.
Yes, because what we're seeing for ourselves, the timing's all been a bit weird. How about the rest of you? Yeah?
We're seeing the don't worry, we're seeing the same shit.
Yeah.
Mine looks perfect though. Mine's all in at the right
Maybe you're
side.
the only one with proper fucking Wi-Fi. And
Well, that was what a marvellous show. I must say, I really enjoyed it. I thought everybody was absolutely hilarious.
But I could see you enjoyed something, yes.
In fact, I'm so happy that I would actually like to pay something.
Yes,
but I don't know. I don't know where to start. Actually, normally I have a little man who deals with the money for me, but he got in a fit of laughing and he seems to have disappeared somewhere.
I know how to do it.
So how do I pay?
Scan the QR code or follow the link.
Well, that was Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Wednesday night at 8:30, once a month. Pear Shaped, and we hope you thought the show was really great. Pear Shaped, if the comics made you grin, feel free to chuck a fiver in the bin.
Or 10 or more.
Pear Shaped in Dystopia. Wednesday night at 8:30. When does it run?
Oh my goodness, this is
Wednesday night at 8:30. Wednesday night at 8:30. When does it run?
Oh my goodness, this is
Wednesday night at 8:30. Wednesday night at 8:30. When does it run?
Oh my goodness, this is
Wednesday night at